Forget about marketing hacks, swipe files, or trying to replicate someone else's proven launch model. In this video, I'm going to tell you why most launches flop, the 7 questions you must answer correctly before any marketing campaign, and most importantly, the #1 thing your customers have to feel, yes, feel, before they will buy from you. Without this, nothing else on this list matters, so keep watching. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex coming at you this week with a tutorial that will seriously change the way you think about marketing. So pay close attention and get ready to take some notes because you are not gonna wanna miss a single tip I have to share with you. But before I get into it, you know what to do. If you're new around here, please subscribe to my channel below and hit that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. And if you wanna see more videos like this one, give me a thumbs up below. My team and I actually create new content based on the videos you like. So while it seems like just a small action that doesn't really matter much, it really impacts what we put out next. So hit that like button. And if you're already part of the posse, welcome back. I am glad you're here. Now let's get right into it. It is time to geek out on my favorite topic ever, marketing and marketing psychology. Now to start, I want to call out what a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners do wrong when it comes to launches and campaigns. Now, while there are more than a few reasons why a launch might flop, here are the most common mishaps that I see time and time again. Lack of market research. Listen, never create something just for the sake of selling something. Well, not if your goal is to actually make money. You must solve problems first and foremost. You can identify these problems by doing excellent market research, and this is the secret behind the success of any business, product, or service. If the problem you're solving isn't actually something your customers want help with and are willing to pay for, that's key, they won't buy it no matter how great, revolutionary, or cheap it is. Remember, people don't buy the product, they buy the outcome of that product. All right, next, your target audience is everyone. We all know your product or service can probably help a lot of people, but the most effective campaigns are the ones that solve a very specific problem for a very specific person. Next, you have no budget, no audience, or no time. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have a massive budget in order to have a successful launch, but you do need an audience. So if you don't have money to spend on ads to build your audience quickly, then you at least need to allow yourself the time to build your audience organically, and that is exactly what I did. My first launch was very successful without spending a single dollar on paid ads, but that is because I put in the time to build my audience through content marketing and posting YouTube videos like this one. If you have no budget, no audience, and no time, it's gonna be a lot harder to have a successful launch unless you can find other traffic sources like affiliates to promote your product or business to their audiences for a commission. And lastly, messaging misalignment. The #1 rule of marketing is that you need to communicate who you are, what you do, and how you can help people as precisely and clearly as possible. Confusion is the biggest conversion killer, so if you can't say it clearly enough, your customers will not get it. Also, you want to pay attention to your customers' level of awareness with you or your product. If you try to sell too early or too often to people who don't know, like, or trust you yet, your launch is going to fall flat. Now listen, if you're guilty of making any of these marketing mishaps, please know it is not your fault. There is so much misinformation out there, and it can be really confusing and overwhelming to try to sift through it all to figure out what actually works and what will move the needle for you and your business, because no two businesses are the same. And hey, I have definitely missed the mark on my marketing before. I'd attend masterminds or events and learn all these incredible tactics that worked for other people, and then I would try them, probably incorrectly, and then nope. But that is the biggest and most important lesson to remember when it comes to marketing. It is all just one giant experiment. Just because something works for someone else does not mean it will work for you and your audience or product and service. The only way to know for sure is to try it out and see what happens. So the best marketers in the world are the best marketers in the world because they have tried more stuff. And yes, some of it worked, but guess what? A lot of it didn't. Who wants to talk about that? Luckily, after being in the industry for over a decade and helping dozens of businesses scale to 7 and 8 figures, I've realized something. Great marketing can be stupidly simple, and running a successful campaign can actually be easy, fun, and fast. In fact, my most successful launches are often the ones where I'm scrappy and messy rather than the ones that I sit on for a year trying to make perfect with all the fancy marketing bells and whistles. The biggest difference? I don't focus on marketing tactics, and instead I focus on customer results. In other words, I see a problem, a challenge, or a question that my audience needs support with, and I create a specific solution for them. When I do that, my products practically sell themselves, and it makes marketing so much easier. And the best part about it is you don't have to look at what anyone else is doing in order for this to work for you. Marketing tactics are great. Listen, I love marketing tactics, but tactics don't create demand or desire. That, my friend, has to be present first before marketing will work. So to help you massively boost your marketing efforts, here are the 7 questions you must ask first before you create, launch, or sell anything, because the answers will change everything. And the more clear you get with this, the better your launch will go. I promise you that. So let's dive in. Question number 1, what do my customers really want? So this comes back to one of the main reasons that new business ideas and product launches fail. There isn't market demand. Anyone else remember the launch of the Segway? When the 2-wheel transportation device first came into the market in 2002, it was supposed to revolutionize how we move around. And it was incredibly hyped up. Because why walk when you can Segway? The founders predicted the sales would explode to 10,000 units per week. But I probably don't have to tell you this, that didn't happen. Instead, the company sold less than 10,000 units in its first 2 years, and less than 24,000 units in its first 4 years. What was supposed to be a total game changer for transportation turned out to be a total flop. Why was that? Well, because Segway didn't conduct proper market research. There was zero, and I mean zero, demand for the product. No one really needed a Segway. People could walk, bike, or drive where they needed to go, which means there was no unmet need that the product was targeting or solving, which is a fatal mistake in marketing. If no one needs what you're selling, then they aren't going to buy it, period. But then you look at the millions of electric scooters that have popped up all around the world, and the fact that the electric scooter market is expected to grow into a $24.8 billion industry by 2033, and you're like, what gives? Why have electric scooters popped off, but Segways never had a chance? Well, it's because electric scooters don't just solve a transportation problem, because you could also just drive or Uber, right? Or even just an environmental problem, because one would argue that Segways are also very environmentally friendly, but you could also just walk or bike. Scooters also solve one very specific solution that the alternatives don't: convenience. They are light, compact, faster than walking, and available on every street corner in major cities. So before launching anything, ask yourself, what do my customers really want, need, or desire, and why? Because while they might say, oh, I want to get from point A to point B, is that really what they want? So here is another example. If I ask my audience, many of you, what you want, you'll probably tell me that you want freedom. But if I dig a little bit deeper and ask the right questions, I find out that freedom means different things to different people. Some of my customers want to learn copywriting so that they don't have to go back to work after maternity leave, and they want to stay at home with their kids because to them, that is freedom. Some of my customers want to learn copywriting so they can travel the world and work wherever and whenever they want. Others want to learn copywriting so that they have creative freedom and can use their words and voice to make an impact in the lives of others. So yes, my customers want freedom, but what they really want is actually so much juicier than that. And the more specific you can be in your marketing, the more relatable and desirable your product or service becomes. I promise you that. So to answer this question, ask your audience, what is it that matters to them? You can do surveys, you can post polls on your social media, or my personal favorite, directly ask them what they want to accomplish and the support they need to get there. Every product I have ever created has come directly from asking my audience what they want. All right, moving on to the next question you need to ask, and that is question number 2, why might they say no? So even if you're creating the exact thing your audience told you they wanted, you are still gonna have to put in a little bit of work to make sure it really flies. Because here's the thing, humans are skeptical by nature, right? We actively seek reasons to discredit something, to find a reason why it won't work for us, or any other reason that we can do to say no. In fact, we look for reasons to filter out before we look for reasons to buy in. So no matter how amazing your product or service is, you will encounter some people who have objections or resistance to buying it. In the early 2000s, Coca-Cola identified a new market, 20 to 40-year-old men who like the taste of Coke, but not the calories and the carbs. And according to this article, they also liked the no-calorie aspect of Diet Coke, but not its taste or feminine image. So after correctly identifying the unmet need of this new market, Coca-Cola was like, oh my God, we've got it, we are launching a new product, C2, which had half the calories and carbs and all the taste of the original Coke. Perfect, right? Nope. Wrong. Men completely rejected this new drink because they wanted a full flavor drink that had no calories or carbs. Not half the calories or carbs. It's like, if I'm gonna go half, I might as well just do the whole thing, right? So Coca-Cola pulled the failed drink from the market and then later released Coke Zero, a drink with none of the calories and all of the flavor. And as we know, that product was a success because we still see it on the shelves. So if Coca-Cola had done a better job of asking the right questions and identifying reasons why they might reject the C2 drink before they launched it, they may have saved themselves like millions of dollars. So the more prepared you are to counter and address any and all objections, the more successful you will be. So ask yourself, why might my ideal customer say no to bun? All right, so those first two questions are really what you need to ask before you create your product or service. Those two questions will help you create a product and offer your ideal customers just cannot resist. Now, questions 3 to 7 are gonna help you position your product in a way that gets them to pull out their credit card faster than you can say buy now without actually saying it. And these are questions based on something I call the emotional buyer's journey. So from the moment a customer discovers you, your product or service, to the moment they pull out their credit card to purchase, there are 5 core emotions they actually need to feel in order to say yes to you. And the next 5 questions are really gonna help you elicit these emotions in your marketing. Question number 3, how can I make them feel understood? So when a new customer comes to you, they usually come to you with a problem or an issue or a desire that they want. And they're not gonna waste any time with you if they don't get that feeling that you understand exactly what they are feeling. This is foundational to any buying experience. You want your customers to feel like you get them. So share your personal experiences about overcoming the same problems or issues or wanting the same things. Talk about why you created this product or service in the first place and showcase empathy and compassion for what they are going through. That will help them feel understood. Next, you want to ask, how can I make them feel safe? So first you get them to like you, right? Next, you get them to trust you. They absolutely have to trust you to feel safe with you in order to give you their money. You want your customers to feel like you have got them. You have their back, you're qualified, you're legit, you're not gonna scam them. You are the person that can help them get to where they wanna go. Next, question 5, you wanna ask, how can I make them feel empowered? So no matter how much a person wants to solve their problems or wants to achieve some goal or dream or benefit, most people will encounter a lot of self-doubt, worry, skepticism. We tend to think, well, it worked for them, but will it work for me or my unique situation? You really want your customers to feel like they can do it too, like it will work for them too. You want to increase believability, and you do this by showing them how to have it, create it, or achieve it. And of course, a great way to do this is through social proof. Share testimonials from previous customers, making sure to share the stories that your ideal customers can see themselves in. So as an example, a lot of people in my target audience want to become freelance copywriters, but maybe they have a full-time job or they're a stay-at-home parent, so they're balancing a lot of other obligations and don't think they'll have time to really start a side hustle and make money from home. That's why during all of my promotions, I always make sure to share a ton of stories from previous students who worked 9 to 5 while learning copywriting and building their businesses, or from moms who only had time to work during nap time or bedtime. These stories resonate with my audience and also make them feel like they can do it too. All right, the next question you want to ask is question number 6. How can I make them feel excited? So there is a damn good reason why people will buy a plane ticket and fly to a different country just to wait in line for 24 hours to buy a $150 sweatshirt. Or why Taylor Swift fans will stay awake until midnight for 2 whole weeks just to hear the title of a track on her next album.
Track 13 is called Mastermind.
Yes, just the title, no music. It all comes down to excitement. When people are excited, they are borderline irrational, and that's a really good thing in marketing. Excitement means quick decision making, which means less time to let that skepticism or self-doubt take over and convince you not to do something. Excited people are easier to sell to, which is why you see so many brands hyping up their new products or services. And yes, you can do this too, even if you're not a wildly popular streetwear brand that charges $1,000 for a t-shirt or a singer with a cult-like fan base. You can do this by showing your customers their future. Paint a picture of what their life looks like after working with you or using your product or service. What is the big transformation they are seeking, and how can you showcase the possibility to get there that gets them really excited? But with this, like all things in marketing, it's important to be very, very honest. We never want to overhype or over-exaggerate or mislead people with empty promises, because That is just not cool. It's unethical and it will 100% backfire, so do not do it or else you'll completely lose their trust and they'll never buy from you. All right, the final and the most important question you need to ask yourself before any marketing launch or campaign is, how can I get them to commit now? Now, I say this one is the most important because ultimately it doesn't matter how well you answered those previous 6 questions. If you can't elicit a feeling of commitment or that drive to buy from you now and not later, then you won't be very successful. You want your audience to feel like, oh my God, yes, this is exactly what I need and I need it right now. I cannot wait. And you do this by creating a sense of urgency, either by highlighting the immediate benefits they can expect to receive, utilizing scarcity, like a limited quantity or a lower price that's time sensitive, or by giving them some other incentive to buy, like a special fast action bonus. And there you have it, the 7 questions you must answer correctly before any marketing campaign to make sure it is a success. I hope you found this one helpful. If you want to take this thing we've got going on to the next level, watch my next video where I'll reveal the exact 3-step launch plan that has made me millions. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. Product launches are one of the quickest ways to bring in money in your business. But according to a McKinsey survey, more than 50% of all product launches fail to hit business targets, which begs the question, why is it so freaking difficult to run a successful launch, and how can you improve your chances of success? In this video, I'm going to share with you my step-by-step plan for executing consistently lucrative launches and what I always do 1 to 3 months before to build anticipation and excitement. Keep watching.